The internet is abuzz with the Dr. Umar controversy of being a deadbeat father and pretty much only possibly paying child support. He has two daughters, 22-year-old and I think a 13-year-old. The 22-year-old dropped a TikTok video that is tragic, outlining basically how she tried to reach out to him to get in touch with her sister, half sister, which he has with another woman, and according to her, he ghosted her. And then he went on to do a scathing Instagram response that sounded like he wasn't even talking to his own child. It very much shows us that he's just not really in this child's life whatsoever. And I call her a child because she's 22, but she's an adult. He has another child as well. Outside of child support, it looks like he's just not had any involvement in these kids' lives. And this is an interesting topic for this channel because it really does beg the question, what does it mean to be a man? What are the responsibilities? What does a woman need to expect from her quote-unquote man, And are men living up to the responsibility of being a man and what they claim to be? What is the true markers of manhood, or are they falling short? I think this is important to help women to know if they should require more, less, they should lower their standards, higher their standards, or if they'll never find what they're looking for in the opposite sex. So we have Dr. Umar videos that we're going to go through. We're going to look at his daughter's video, and we have a video that we're going to start with of a gentleman who basically outlines as a man what he feels his responsibilities are, and then what he is looking for in an ideal partner. And this was a viral video, so I definitely would be remiss not to include that in this conversation, because I think it really will start us into understanding possibly what a lot of men believe to be what it is that they are to contribute to society and to a family. So without further ado, let's get started, and please like, comment, and share for the algorithm. I appreciate you guys for watching, and let's get into it.
Why is it so hard to find a traditional woman? Why is it so hard to find a woman that wants to do some old school shit? Like, I don't want to do this shit. This shit meaning running around to the bank and dealing with that and dealing with this stupid fucking shit. I just went to the bank, tried to pull some money out. I've used the card. It's payday. All of a sudden, my card doesn't work. All of a sudden, I can't pull money out of my fucking account for some dumbass reason. Trying to pull $1,000 out, it won't let me pull any fucking money out, but I already pulled money out today. So what the fuck is the problem? I don't have a limit that I'm aware of. Lady's telling me the card isn't working. It's declining. I'm like, that's impossible. It's fucking impossible. So then I come over here to Walmart, and guess what? My card works. I go to pay another bill, and guess what? My card works. I go to an ATM, make a withdrawal, and guess what? My fucking card works. I don't want to do this shit. Like, I don't want to be running around to get my medication and all this stupid dumb shit that I gotta fucking do. I don't want to worry about a SMUD bill. I don't want to worry about PG&E. I don't want to worry about the fucking rent. None of that shit. I want to just go to work and make the fucking money. Let me go to work and make the fucking money. Let me fix the thing that's broken. Let me do the shit that I was designed to do while you do the shit that you were fucking designed to do. What is so fucking wrong with being a homemaker and being a feminine fucking woman who balances the checkbook? What is fucking wrong with that? What is wrong with putting in your 100% along with somebody else's putting in their fucking 100%? Why is that a bad thing today? I don't fucking get it. I don't want to do this extra shit. I want to do the shit that I do, and then you do the shit that you do, and then we do the shit together. Why is this a fucking problem? Why? I don't get it. I can't find any men that are like, fuck no, dude, I don't want to do that shit. I don't want to do. There are some. I don't see them. I don't see these dudes that are like, hell no, I'm not going to go to work. Hell no, I'm not going to go hunt the deer and clean it and take it home for her to cook. Hell no, I'm not going to fix the fucking fence. Hell no, I'm not doing that shit. I'm a strong, independent man. I don't need no fucking woman. Yeah, I don't necessarily need. I want my goddamn teammate. I don't want to do this shit. I want to play the fucking role that I was designed to do, and I want a woman that is going to play the role that she was designed to do and not have her mind poisoned by this stupid fucking rectangle and by all these bitter bitches on the fucking internet telling her that she's doing something wrong. She is the one that should be rewarded with all the shit that these fucking Looney Tunes think that they should get just for fucking existing. You understand me? Like, if you will be the woman I will be the man. You want that car? We'll go get that fucking car. You want that shiny fucking rock? If I can afford it, let's go fucking get it. Not because I'm a trick, because I'm rewarding my woman with the things that she rightfully fucking deserves, because she takes care of me. Yeah, I want to be taken care of, not like my fucking mommy. God damn it. I want somebody that's going to do the thing. And I will do the thing. What, I just don't understand why it's such a fucking issue, man. Yes, I'm fucking irritated today. I'm irritated today because I got to deal with dumb shit. I got to deal with shit with my health. I got to deal with shit with this fucking, with these medications. I got to deal with shit with the bank shit that I don't want to fucking do. Let me go swing the fucking hammer. Let me go do the fucking thing that I was here to do. Let me provide and protect and fight wars and build the fucking bridges while you do the feminine fucking woman shit. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, then you're probably one of those. So I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Go ahead with your bitter fucking nasty comments.
So a few questions for men everywhere. Men, tell me, is this what an equitable relationship looks like to you guys ideally? Is that you work a job and the woman stays home and does everything else outside of fixing things that occasionally broken, such as like a water heater or a fence, which isn't broken every day. So she's working every single day. Household management, which includes cooking, cleaning, inventory, purchasing items, shopping for the home, appointments, appointment setting for doctors. If there are kids, she's nanny. She's a house cleaner. She has to keep the house clean. She's doing all of these tasks, and your one job is to work, whether it is in a very heavy capacity where you're doing heavy lifting and very physical, or you're just sitting around and typing. You get home and you have nothing else to do unless something breaks, and she just continues to have task on top of task on top of task. And that is an equitable relationship because money is coming in from your job, and so because money is coming in, that is an equal measure of everybody's contribution. Does that seem like an equitable situation, or are you guys not trying to have an equitable situation? Are you guys saying that a woman should be burdened with most of the responsibility and the man should have just a job for him to focus on and make sure money comes into the household? If anything big breaks or whatever, he handles that, and then other than that, he should just have leisure and she should just do everything else. Like he said, deal with the bank, deal with his doctors and his medical prescriptions, his health issues. As he said, take care of him. And his job is to make sure that there is household provision. I mean, is that what men think is equitable, fair, and the best way about it? Not to mention, though, here's the thing, because I don't know what year this man is living in, but this is the year 2025. And I don't think there's any time in history, recent history at least, where women never worked. I mean, 70% of married women work a job. And of that percentage, I believe 40% of them make as much or more than their husband or partner. So if women work, are women doing a man's job because she brings in money? Because I've heard that many men, if asked statistically, they do prefer a woman that brings in an income. So what is this man talking about? And men, do you subscribe to this ideology, or is he crazy? So for me, I feel like I'm listening to a delusional person who absolutely has no center of reality. He's just not grounded in reality. He is somewhere else in some idealized reality that's never existed. Women have always been gainfully employed and worked in some capacity forever, and men have never been able to 100% statistically, even if we would say 80% of men, cover all of the household finances. So what is going on? And is it fair to have a man have one responsibility primarily, which is just work a job, whatever that is? It could be a very light, easy job, like, clerical, typing, working at a desk, things like that, which is very prevalent in the IT world that we live in. Or it could be, a blue collar working hard. He gets off work, he finishes his task. All the while, she's up making his lunch, taking care of kids if there are any, possibly babies, possibly she's pregnant. She's keeping the house clean. She's managing the household budget according to him. It's feminine to balance a checkbook. I'm not sure where he got that from, since women had to fight to even be in the mathematical field. So apparently that's a feminine thing. I am confused. I am utterly confused, because on the one hand, he's describing something that's never existed. And then on the other hand, what he's describing is that men should not be responsible for very much. But men tout themselves as leaders and the heads of things as a birthright. But he's literally diminishing the responsibility of a man to just working a job, which again, like we know, in 2025 and many years before, women work. And 70% of married women work outside of the home. And we do know, unless you're crazy or you just don't pay attention to household labor, because it is labor, it's work to work in the home too. So men, tell me, is he correct or is he missing something? I want to get into Dr. Umar, because that is going to help us to see more into a man's responsibility. Because then, let's say said man has this woman that he's, begging for, even though he's kind of cursing women out and being very angry to this invisible woman, and women in general, especially when ones that disagree with him. But so you have the woman, you have the kids, then you decide, or somehow you leave, and then you no longer cover household expenses, so she's got to figure that out, and then on top of that still continue to manage the household. And then your responsibility then further diminishes into, because you're not fixing fences anymore, because you guys are broken up, right? You're not together anymore. Then your responsibility diminishes further into what child support is, which child support only takes a portion of your income. Your entire paycheck doesn't go to the household anymore, right? It's a portion of your income. So now you're 30% of the provider in said household. So that's Dr. Umar's situation. So we go from his description of full man, which is just a job and maybe fix some things, to now we go to just a contributor, I would say, of some such. And this is what, these men are either, this one is saying a man's responsibility is, and Dr. Umar doing whatever he's doing as a man. So let's listen to what he had to say of where he started with this, and then we're kind of go into some more videos and kind of really flesh this thing out and figure out, is this worth it for a woman to bother with? Let's see.
One of the big reasons why we don't see more marriage is black men are afraid of what will happen if this relationship goes south. Alimony plus child support, that can destroy your black man. Even if you're middle class, you've got a good income, that can break you down. So if we want to heal the black family, we're going to have to heal that child support system as well.
Have you?
It's interesting. So he's mentioning child support and alimony, but we know statistically only 7% of divorces end with an alimony requirement. 7%, right? And black men make up of 13% of the entire population, and I completely doubt that means that 65% of black men are paying alimony. Complaining about paying child support is mind-blowing. And so, men, what would your responsibility be? How are you presenting what a man is if child support's an issue? Alimony is an issue where you have, like the other guy said, a person that's working for the household, doesn't have a 401k, doesn't have savings, just has whatever you're providing at your job. Things don't work out, you leave. What is she left with? That's where alimony comes from. But again, that's only 7%. And you know why it's only 7%? Because 70% of women who are married work a job. That's why it's only 7%. And then the other percentage in there, they're just lost by the wayside, where they don't even get the alimony, but they've been doing the thing. They've been staying at home and managing the household, which is labor in and of itself. And I have a feeling for you men, and you guys tell me if I'm wrong. you don't consider household labor to be labor, which is strange because washing dishes in the house is the same as washing dishes at Red Lobster. But anyway, I digress. Let's let him continue. But he's incorrect to say that alimony is a worry for men in general, and then he's specifically speaking about black men. But alimony in general is something that men need to worry about. Only 7% pay alimony. 7. Yeah, 7. That means 93% don't. So the majority don't pay alimony. Why are we talking about it? We're talking about it because it's used as an excuse. I mean, we're not stupid. Let's go.
Have you ever been on child support?
I'm on child support now for my 13-year-old. And I was on child support for my 22-year-old.
See?
Yeah, and
that's where it's coming from. I feel you. I ain't on it, though, but...
No, remember, I didn't say it should be done away with.
Right.
You follow me?
Right.
They need money. I was put on child support because I didn't marry the mothers of my children. They both wanted to get married. And what I said was, I didn't dismiss it.
Right.
Because I would love to be married to the mother of my child. But your pregnancy is not going to dictate family. What we're going to do...
Okay. Sorry. Okay. So he's on child support for 2 children, which means he's had 2 broken homes that was created through, him being in a relationship with 2 women who wanted to marry him. I hear a lot of people say that women don't want to be with the nerd or the smart guy. He tells himself as a doctor. They tried to marry him. They even went as far as having his child for him, and that wasn't enough. And then he goes on to say that pregnancy does not dictate family, even though literally to have said family, pregnancy is needed. So this is another contradictory lie, whatever we want to call it. Like, bro, in order to have a family, somebody has to get pregnant. So they did the thing to start the family, and you didn't do the thing to complete it, which is marrying and such, which don't get me wrong, he did them a favor. He did the favor. He took the trash out for sure. But I'm just saying they were willing and trying to do that. He's about to go into a point, so I'm going to go ahead and let this play. But so far, hogwash. 100% hogwash. The alimony thing is stupid and it's a lie. The child support system needing an overhaul is true, but not in the way he's saying. It actually is needing an overhaul in that it needs to be increased. Because, I could easily play lots of videos of people living within that child support system where they're only in it because they're hoping for something consistent, but it is not enough. And if you really are truly a parent that is in the household with your children, getting 20% of someone's low income, that's not enough to raise a child. So the child support system is very much in favor of men. Can we at least agree on that, men? Okay. Anyway, let's continue.
Is let's continue to date and explore this. If they would have been patient, they would have been married in 12 months. Because I am that type of man. I couldn't let them know that.
Right.
But they were so arrogant in feeling like I was obligated to wife them up that they showed me their true colors too soon.
Right.
And I saw the type of woman I was dealing with. Not to say that there's anything wrong with them.
Right.
But I saw how they were with me. And I said, she ain't the one who can walk.
You having any more children?
Saw how they were with him, and she's not the one. You want her to wait 12 months for marriage, but were you willing to wait to impregnate them or even have sex with them? No, I'm sure not. So men, tell me, what's that all about? A lifelong commitment is having a child. Marriage is not a lifelong commitment. Marriage can be annulled. It could be disposed of. It's pretty easy, actually. Which one is really the one that kind of sticks you to a person forever, inevitably? Having a child. Bringing a child onto the earth sticks people together 100%. Why would he act as though marriage, as if marriage is the thing? And his reasoning was alimony. Again, only 7% of divorce decrees incorporate alimony. So what's going on, really? Lies. To me, I'm hearing a lot of lies because if we put it up to the statistics, it just doesn't hold up, right? It's just not making sense. It's not holding up. But so for him, the responsibility of being a man has just kind of flown by. I mean, he is even complaining about child support, which is, again, not your entire income anyway. It's a small portion of a man's income goes to the household where your children lay their heads. So that's really relinquishing a lot of your said responsibility as a man to the woman. And he did. He had 2 children, and he, for whatever reason, did not marry these women. He says because they weren't patient enough. But was he patient for the sex? Okay. So he left, and he relinquished his manly responsibility for these women. And the other guy said, the feminine counterpart, whatever that means. He relinquished his responsibility as a man to provide for the household to them. And he paid maybe 20-30% of his income to contribute. So he turned from man to contributor. And so if a woman is providing for the household and, making sure everything is aspected, is the woman now a man? I just don't understand, guys. Let me know. How does this work? How does this work? 2 children, not 1, but 2 he's walked away from, relinquished his male manly responsibilities to the woman to do. What is a man's responsibility? And are men really living up to their responsibility, or are they just leaving it for women to do? Because the first guy said he pretty much wanted the woman to do everything except for work a job and, fix fences and fight a war. So pretty much everything else. He said, I'm tired of this stuff. I don't want to do this stuff anymore. Call the bank. He didn't want to worry about rent, he said. He didn't want to worry about his electric bills, his gas bill. He didn't want to worry about anything but just going to work. It's a lot of responsibility to put on somebody's plate. And he, according to him, that's being a man, because that's what he was meant for. He said that's his role, right? And then Dr. Umar comes in and says, not only that, I want you to just take care of these kids by yourself, and all I'll do is just contribute a little money here and there, and that's adequate enough, because you're not good enough for me to marry, because you wouldn't wait for marriage, but I wouldn't wait for sex. Men, I gotta hear from you guys. Make it make sense to me. What am I missing? I would love to know. But let's go ahead and listen to another video about Dr. Moore, and we'll continue to discuss.
I wasn't there for my daughter. And she may expose me on one of these podcasts one day and say, Daddy, you're the reason I can't find good black love, because you never validated me as a woman.
You feel me? If you with me, you with me. If you ain't, you ain't. I'm not begging nobody. The only thing good that's coming out of this unfortunate situation is everybody got to pick a side. Pick a side and stay on it.
I wasn't there for my daughter.
Okay, so there he goes. He admits it. He wasn't there. So a man's responsibility, a man's role. Is child support enough, guys? Is that adequate because you're paying a few dollars into the pot you're contributing? Is Dr. Umar living up to being a man when he has 2 children in the world that have absolutely no relationship with him? Or is he missing something? I wonder. Because I also wonder if men think they should even raise their own kids, or if they think that that's also a feminine responsibility. Because right now, the feminine responsibilities are piling up. Well, the manly or masculine, let's say, responsibilities are still low. Fighting wars that don't exist, fixing fences that aren't broken, appliances that work for 13 years with warranties and actual technicians that can come fix them, and working a job, which unfortunately isn't exclusive to men, because 70% of women that are married work, right? So it's looking uneven. But he admits it. He wasn't there for his daughters. Are men falling short on their responsibilities? Is Dr. Umar saying the quiet part out loud? And how should women maneuver when this might be the case? And also, God forbid that men think like the first guy that we saw. If they do, definitely should women even bother at all? Because if this is what is being offered, then it's a joke. It's a trap, and it's horrible. It's just unpaid labor for women. That's what this sounds like so far. But men, if I'm wrong, tell me. Would love to know. Let's go ahead and listen to Dr. Umar's daughter.
With a small, short announcement, I Hey TikTok, so I just wanted to come on here with a small short announcement. I just want to start this video off by saying I'm not trying to get clout. I literally just want to have a conversation with my father. My biological father is Dr. Umar. He has another daughter. I tried to contact him about, getting to know my sister on my dad's side. I asked him if he knows her or if he has her number. He ignored me and never responded. I'm 22 years old now. My dad has never been to anything important, no graduation, no birthday parties, nothing. He has not been in my life. Again, I'm not making this video to bash him. I'm making this video to state facts, okay? You can't get on Instagram and get on social media and portray to be an activist and talk about how black kings need to be with black women, but you're not even in your black woman's daughter's life. It doesn't make sense. You're being a hypocrite. And it's frustrating because I reached out to you. I shouldn't have had to do that. I'm your daughter. But I'm smart enough and logical enough to know that you would never reach out to me because you don't have my phone number. And I'm pretty sure you wouldn't try to reach out to me because for what? I don't want anything out of you. I want nothing but a conversation. Forget the relationship. I really don't care too much about that at this point. I just wanted a conversation out of you and you shut me down. You ignored me. You should never be too busy for your daughter ever in life. So I just wanted to make this video to just try to, I guess, somehow find my sister on my dad's side. So if you see this, please reach out to me. Please DM me because I want to know who you are. Why do I have siblings out there that I don't know about? It's unfair. And deadbeat fathers is very common nowadays, especially in the black community, right? We all know Dr. Umar reps the black community or whatever, but you can't rep that if you're not even in your daughter's life.
All right, so that's what we've heard so far from the daughter, from Dr. Umar himself on 2 videos. He's a self-proclaimed deadbeat. We're going to do a part 2. Where we get into more about Dr. Umar's case specifically. But yes, I am asking men to tell me, why do the roles seem so extremely uneven where a woman is given the responsibility of pretty much everything when it comes to socializing, community, child raising, household management. And if we look at the statistics, 70%, I have to keep saying, of married women work a job, so they're contributing to the household as well. So they're doing the same as a man plus. And why are you guys comfortable with that? And if that's what men want, is for women to take the lion's share of the responsibility on, why not just be honest and say it? Is it an ego thing? Do you just not want to admit that you don't want to do that much? Is that because then you won't feel like you're in charge or the leader? Maybe you're not. Maybe you're not a leader. Maybe women are the leaders and you're just a pseudo leader or a fake or a scam, right? So this is what it seems like to me. I invite all the men watching to please leave a comment. Let me know if I'm wrong. What am I missing? Because so far, listening to these men, you want women to do pretty much everything. And then when you separate or leave, statistically, if we look at the court records, only 2% of child custody is actually fought in mediation or court. Everything else is decided pre-court, meaning men relinquish their rights to the kids and agree to either a private child support situation or being in the system. So what are we missing? If men don't want to take care of their kids, because according to Dr. Umar, he said he wasn't in his kids' lives, and he said it very, a matter of fact, and his reason was because he didn't marry the women. And so that means you don't take care of your kids besides just sending money, and they are then the masculine role of taking care. Like, what is your responsibility? None of it's making sense. So I really do. I invite men to please respond. Let me know what I'm missing. Explain this to me. And if Dr. Umar is crazy and the first guy we listened to is crazy, explain that as well. But when you do, I ask you to maybe if you have the time, Please leave us your life story and what you did. Did you take care of your kids? Are you active? Are you an active father? Because if you're not and you're responding and you've done exactly what Dr. Umar did, then you're not that credible either. Thank you guys for watching. I'll leave it at that. And please tune in for part 2. Thank you.